Live? Do we do a countdown? 5, 4,
Go ahead.
3. Well, this is another special edition of I didn't even call it the Murph and Friends show. I just called it like a little NBA special since we're like less than 24 hours away from the NBA draft. And I have my partner in crime finally who's been busy. Tommy Handy's back.
How's it going?
Tommy, how are you doing today, dude?
Not bad.
Where you been?
I went camping last weekend. Just been busy. Had a lot of stuff going on. Work's been real busy.
Someone told me you got picked up for prostitution. Like you were prostituting.
Well,
you weren't buying it?
Well, no, I picked up by who?
I don't know. All I know is that it was your first night. You needed some extra cash. You tried to do prostitution, and you ended up getting picked up by an undercover cop, and you've been in jail. Is from what I heard. I don't know if it's true. So it's up to you if you want to tell the world.
I have not started my prostitution yet.
Yet?
It's still a possibility. I have not started selling myself.
Well, yeah. I mean, well, it depends on how much money you think you can get.
Yeah, I haven't had a lot of offers to pay, so.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Yeah.
So everything's been good though. We missed you. I mean, I think it's been like what, a couple weeks.
It's been a while, yeah.
Oh.
Definitely.
Anything you want to hit on? Like you haven't talked about in sports in a while. I mean,
well,
Giants were in a slide. What happened today with your Giants, Tommy?
Today was exciting. Lincecum threw his second no-hitter against the Padres in 2 years. That was impressive. And he went 2 for 3 at the plate and scored 2 of their runs, which was really awesome. But the way they've been playing, other than that, has not been very good. Hi, Ava, standing in the background, waving.
Yeah, I mean, I watched most of that game today. It was kind of cool. I mean, he looked like the old Tim Lincecum there. And then the thing that sucks is that he got an early walk. It could have been a perfect game.
Yep.
So it was crazy. It was an early walk and everything like that, though. But
with the way he's been pitching, one walk for him is a good game.
That's true. But I mean, it was crazy. Did you see what Kershaw did earlier on in the week with his 16K and his non-beautiful wife who came to congratulate him?
Yeah.
But I thought that performance was ridiculous. Like Kershaw, I believe, is like the best pitcher in baseball, and he deserves $200 million.
I don't agree with the $200 million. I don't agree that any starting pitcher deserves that much. I agree. He's the best pitcher in the league, but nobody in any league anywhere deserves $200 million.
Seriously?
I think everyone in the league is overpaid.
What's the most
personally?
Well, yeah. Well, okay. Yeah.
That's the way I look at it.
What is the most important position in baseball? Seriously, like. If
Well,
you're starting, okay, let me ask you real fast. If you're starting an MLB franchise right now, and you have Kershaw, and say you have whatchamacallit from Anaheim,
Trout.
Who would you pick number one?
I'd probably go Trout just because.
Really?
It's every day. I know Kershaw is ridiculous. He's insanely good, but Trout is every day he's contributing.
What is different with baseball, in your opinion, now than back in the day when pitchers used to throw, it seemed like 40 times a year, would have like 40 starts
and
30 wins,
complete games.
Yeah, 30, yeah, and they would pitch like on 3 days rest almost religiously. I understand that baseball now with pitches, like there's harsher pitches on arms. There's splitters, there's fork balls, screw balls. There's all these pitches, and obviously me being a former pitcher and telling you that it's something that it does so much damage on your arm and livelihood of your shoulder that truthfully it's not, obviously an arm is not meant to go over the head. That's why girls softball, when they pitch fast pitch underhand, that's why they can pitch the next day and they don't have arm problems. Yeah. So, but it just doesn't make sense to me. Like, dudes back then, the ball's not any different in weight.
But I don't think they were throwing as hard.
Yeah.
I don't think everybody was throwing up in the 90s then. I don't know for sure. I mean, I don't know any stats on that, but it doesn't seem like the pitchers threw as hard back then as they do now.
That could be, yeah. I mean, that can honestly be a lot of it is on how hard these guys are throwing. It's just crazy to me because it just seems like nowadays there's everybody is so scared about pitch counts, and I understand because I mean it obviously look at some of the best pitchers to ever pitch in the game whose careers got cut short, like Kerry Wood. He ended up becoming a closer, and he was just fantastic. And then they had Pryor, right? Was it Pryor?
Yep, Mark Pryor.
Yeah, then Mark Pryor, and he came out and he was a beast, and then his arm started dying off, and
there's a bunch. I mean, you could go on and on. Mulder. Yeah. Mulder was the same way.
Yeah, that's true. That was harsh.
Mm-hmm.
I missed that. Dude, I don't even want to get into
those the old A's pitchers?
Old A's when it was
Holy
Tim
crap.
Hudson, Barry Zito, and Mark Mulder. That was honestly the big three, and they all came from the organization. They all came through Sacramento, and
yes, they did.
I remember seeing them in the beginning because everybody was huge when the River Cats came. But real fast, before we start talking about some basketball, because that's what kind of we're going to do tonight, because we're, like I said, we're less than 24 hours from the draft. I want to show you, which I think is one of the – I know he doesn't get credit a lot, and who I'm talking about is Reddick on the A's.
Mm-hmm.
He doesn't get credit a lot this year on his overall play because of the fact that the dude is not hitting very well, and he is a very good defensive right fielder.
Mm-hmm.
And tonight he made a fantastic catch, and I want to show you and see. Let me see here. That's me in 13 different ways. Okay.
Oh, we have a yeah, go ahead.
Okay.
And then I have something to read.
Oh, whoops. That's a fan catching.
Oh, okay. I see myself.
Okay, hold on. There, okay. Now, is it still me? Don't talk now. Me. You see that?
No.
What?
All I see is a bunch of the same screen going smaller and smaller.
Oh, son of a bitch. Oh, this is why and now here we go. There we go. This is why this podcast is not going anywhere. Can you see it now? Do you see that?
Yeah.
Okay. I mean, it's not spectacular, but I mean, it was kind of like
good freaking catch.
It wasn't what he did in the playoffs.
Right.
Or not the playoffs, but in the preseason this year. It wasn't anything like that. So.
Yeah. Well, and kind of something that's he doesn't show up as much as.
Keep talking, Tommy. Someone's at my door.
He's got Cespedes at the other side.
Yeah. Keep talking.
Okay. So I don't know if you can hear me, Brian, but we did have Dustin tweet.
What's that?
We had Dustin tweet us that Dusty Baker ruined Kerry Wood and Pryor.
Who did?
Dusty Baker.
How did he ruin him?
He was the coach, wasn't he, when they were there?
Yeah, but I mean, because of what? They didn't have a pitch count?
I don't know. He didn't explain. That's all I got.
Well, Dustin's been MIA for a while. I actually thought he passed away, so I'm glad he's alive. I'm not gonna lie to you.
Nice.
He does that every once in a while. He'll tweet me and stalk me and ask me what I'm wearing and stuff like that, and then he'll turn around and
disappear.
What the F? The Murph Show on my live YouTube feed? What? I don't understand what that means.
It's short.
But so then he'll come out of nowhere. Mom, did you know that Lori just started Twitter today? Your daughter?
Yeah, but
Lori's on Twitter now. My sister.
Twitter?
Yeah. You got her spying on me, huh? So she's spying on me now.
Oh, good.
Yeah.
Okay, bye.
So like, to get on Dustin, I don't want to give him too much credit because he'll go to his head. He'll start stalking me and asking me like what I'm wearing and stuff like that, and then he'll disappear for like 3 weeks, and then out of nowhere he'll tweet me like, "Hey Murph dog," and I'm like, "What's up, dude? I thought you died." And he goes, "No, I just been busy." So
I don't remember him sounding like that.
No, he does.
Really I haven't talked to him.
He looks like he has one of those voices, like even on his little tweets, sounds like, "Hey Murph, hi, I just want to see what you're doing." And I'll be like, and my tweets sound like all like, "Yeah, I don't know, Dustin, I'm just busy, man. I mean, I got 2 kids."
That's because you're a huge thug.
Oh, I got out of high school, and I just want to know, have you ever like accidentally put on your mom's deodorant and smell like one of those little,
Fucked up.
rose gardens? He's trying to claim that Dusty Baker doesn't know how to run a pitching staff. I don't know about that, dude. I just think that those guys just blew their arms out because they were just such a, like, I'm going to go like with what you said. They were explosive pitchers, and so, I mean, I don't know.
Look at what's happened to Strasburg already. He's had all kinds of issues already, and he's barely in the league. I think a lot of that is precautionary.
Last year that screwed them too.
Yeah.
Because they had the best. I think they had the best record last year, didn't they?
I think so.
They had like the best record
at least for most of the year.
Yeah, they had like the best record last year, and then they closed them out, and they weren't turning back. They told them that they weren't going to pitch them in the playoffs, and it screwed them. So.
Yep. Well, see, and I get you want to keep him healthy and stuff, but he got you there. You got to pitch him. He's one of the only ones that can keep you going. Yeah.
So let's transition then. I mean, both were Bay Area. Giants got back on the the win column. I mean, they looked bad for a while. I think at one point they lost like 10 of the last 13.
Yeah, it was horrible.
So basketball, Tommy.
Okay.
Kings. This is they had last year was their first real we're back, let's draft. But for some reason this year has got such a crazy feel because it's like last year it was kind of like the Kings organization was low key. We had a pick. We picked Ben McLemore. He fell to us, luckily. This year it just seems like when we found out we had 8, it was like let's trade 8, let's trade 8, let's trade 8, and I'm excited. I mean, because it seems like there's been so many speculations. So I don't know if you heard. So far we had this speculation. Possibly the 8 being traded to Boston for Rondo. So there's that, because basically how Boston's looking at it right now is I don't think Boston thinks they have any chance of getting Kevin Love. And so Danny Ainge just wants to stock up on draft picks. And Rondo's, coming off an ACL injury. He's probably obviously the only piece they have on that team that's...
Would they have to send anybody else with the pick?
That's what I don't know. I think if they do, it might be a sign and trade with Isaiah or a Ben McLemore, which they don't have to sign and trade, but maybe they would have to send a piece with the 8 because it is Rondo. And I think the Celtics have, the 6th pick? So obviously we wouldn't flop, maybe we can pick up a second round or something like that from them.
Yeah.
But basically there's Rondo. Then there's been talks about taking JT, taking I think it might be Outlaw, and basically trying to get Josh Smith to come to Sacramento.
It wasn't Outlaw. It was
oh no, it was one of the twins. It wasn't Reggie Evans.
No.
Wasn't?
It's the point guard guy that didn't play. Jason Terry, wasn't it?
That's right. It was Jason Terry, JT, and it was it was Evans. I think it was Evans, the guy they have off the bench. And they were going to send all 3 of those guys to Detroit for Josh Smith because Josh Smith.
What do you think about that?
Honestly, okay, when I first heard about it, at first I'm thinking like, do we really want to take a guy who he doesn't know? Okay, I liked him when he was in Atlanta. With Atlanta, he was 17-7, 16-8, whatever like that a year.
Yeah.
He is explosive around the rim. He plays defense, and if he isn't a true 4, I can see him playing well next to Boogie. Okay, I got that. Things that scare me, and everybody knows this, is for some reason he cannot get past not shooting a 3-point shot.
Yeah.
If I look at his stats real fast, I think one year he was shooting the hundreds and the hundreds and the hundreds, and one year he shot like 7 threes one year. And then he turned around and ended up shooting like 200 the next year after that. So But with Detroit, I feel like with Detroit, they had nowhere to put him. Like, they had him at the 3, and I feel like he's a true 4.
Mm-hmm.
And to answer your
definitely
question,
is a 4.
if we're comparing him against JT straight up like that, even though that we're going to pay this guy more and more years and it's a risk, I'm saying yes.
Yeah, I agree. A lot more talent. I mean, I like JT, but the upside with Smith is way higher.
The thing is way higher, and the thing is with JT is that I feel like the dude, he would fit so well on a playoff team where he came off the bench and contributed, or fill in for an injury and stuff like that. I feel like with Sacramento, you know what I'm saying? He's the last basic final piece of the Maloof era, and I hate to say the Maloofs because we're done with them, but he's like the last main piece, and I feel like the way the Kings' new organization and the front office is moving is they want to get past all the old pieces to move forward with their vision. And it's not like he did anything wrong. It's just he, it's his contract. He got paid. His contract works well.
He doesn't fit in with what they're doing.
Okay, here we go. Josh Smith. So he started off obviously in 2004, and he averaged only 9.7 points, but then he jumped up to 11, to 16, to 17, to 15, and the rebounds so basically, like, okay, this is where he started really taking a leap. His third year in the year in 2006, he had 16.4 points a game, 8.6 rebounds a game, assists in the threes, but 1.4 steals, almost 3 blocks a game.
Damn.
Okay, there's your defense right there. Then he had a great year. His next year in 2007, he averaged 17-2, 8 rebounds a game, 2.8 blocks, which basically is 3, and he had about 1.5 steals. So still, then he kind of took a drop off the next year after that in points per game and rebounds, because he only played 69 games. So he got hurt that year, and then he jumped up in 2009 with 81 games. And he got 15.7 points a game, moved his rebounds up to 8.7, and still got around 2 blocks a game. So, and then he had a 16.5, and then his 2011 year with Atlanta, he had 18.8, almost 10 boards a game, and almost 2 blocks a game.
Damn.
But this is the things we're talking about: 3-pointers. Okay. This is attempted. This is by averages. This is not showing. Here's his career right here. 3-point attempts. Oh, God. So his first year, he only attempted 23. Okay, that's nothing. His next year, 110. He only made 34 at 30%.
Jesus.
He shot 152, only made 38 of them at 25%. Then he shot 99, 87. Then for some odd reason, in 81 games, he only shot 7 3-pointers.
See, I like that.
Yeah. Then he started getting crazy and goes, you know what? It's been a while. Why not? 154, 109, 201.
201?
Yeah.
How many did you make in that season?
The 200, he made 61 of them, which is 30%. The dude can't shoot threes, but he can't not shoot threes. So that's my problem with the guy, is that he has so much mad potential when it comes to being a true 4, which means block the rim.
Yep.
So I don't know.
He's quick. He can jump out the gym. He can fly, and staying down low, he jumps higher and quicker than anybody. So that's why he gets all those blocks. But if you're going to shoot threes and not be down there, your rebounds are going to go down too.
Yeah, but I mean, like I said, when it came out, the reason why they're all about the whole connection is because Rondo and Josh Smith have a connection. They're friends. I think they went to the same high school or same AAU team. So
that brings the salary up a ton, getting those two, doesn't it?
I think it basically, if they do a sign and trade with Isaiah, and I think JT, Jason Terry, and I think it's Evans. I think
Derek
those
Williams. was the other name that I saw.
What was it?
Derek Williams.
Derek Williams. Yes, that's true.
That's who. Yeah.
Yeah.
That was the other name that I saw.
Okay. But
See, I would hate to lose Derek Williams off the bench.
but
Having him come in, I mean,
go ahead.
I think he was still coming into getting used to that.
He started off on fire when we first picked him up before the NBA. We were all as fans hyped up and feeling like, that we got a young guy, we feel like we got a steal with him.
Yeah.
But it ended up just when Rudy Gay came on and he went to the bench, he just was not the same.
Yeah. But I think that he didn't really get a chance to get used to coming off the bench.
Okay,
I don't know.
You mean this Derek Williams? That Derek Williams?
Yeah, that was a good one.
Oh, bless his heart,
Yeah.
though. Bless his heart.
I didn't like that Derek Williams.
No.
That one was kind of useless.
Yeah, but the Derek Williams that he's still he's going to be used in trades because he's young and he has potential.
Mm-hmm.
He was a top 3 pick in that draft a couple years ago.
Yep.
So I mean,
he's
I don't
still
know.
good. He's not going to start over anybody. He's not going to start over Rudy Gay.
Not Rudy Gay, and he's too tall to be a starting 2. Which would have been nice if somehow he could have started at 2, and we could have been nice having that. Would have been a big lineup.
Mm-hmm.
So, but there's that. So basically, the way Bill Simmons is trying to run things is Bill Simmons is using that whole trade thing, the trade machine, and he was trying to take Isaiah Thomas goes to Boston. And I don't know if I can find it. It's getting too much. But basically, the way it works out is we would somehow keep our 8, and we would give I think it was IT and somebody to Boston for Rondo would come here, and then somehow Josh Smith would come here. And I felt like we got rid of Ben McLemore, but we kept our 8. And I was like, well, it'd be nice to turn around and give our 8 and get a follow.
Yeah.
And that would have been that's a nice little lineup if it was Rondo, a follow, Rudy Gay, Josh Smith, and Boogie Cousins. There's a lot of head cases there. I mean, a lot of head cases because, that's at least a 7-8 seed. It has to be, right?
I would think so.
Let me ask you real fast. Let me change. Were you surprised when LeBron James opted out?
A little bit. Not completely. He didn't seem very happy with. He just didn't seem very happy for most of the season, even though they did that well. But I didn't watch a whole lot of their games, but just seeing his demeanor and how he acted, he didn't seem, especially not in the playoffs and everything, he didn't seem happy at all.
Yeah.
And I think he wants something new. I think it wore on him, and I mean, especially in the finals, he was the only one that was playing. The rest of the team was garbage.
Okay. Dwayne Wade had a great finals, Eastern Conference Finals against the Pacers, and they managed his minutes well. He barely played all season, and basically for the playoffs. So he gets in the playoffs, he plays well against the Pacers, and he just doesn't even show up for the finals.
Nothing. Yeah.
Then you got
neither
Chris
did Bosh.
Chris Bosh, he did. I hate Chris Bosh. I've never been a Chris Bosh fan. I call him Bosh Spice. The what? Yeah, hold on. Keep talking, Tommy, about Bosh.
Okay. Yeah, I've never liked Bosh at all. I think he's overrated. I have no idea what's going on over there. So yeah, Brian, I was just saying that I think Bosh is. I always thought that Bosh was the most overrated star that there is.
He was on Toronto, and he was by himself, so of course he's going to put up 20 points a game there. Then he fits perfectly, we thought, with Miami, because then he didn't have to be the star player anymore. And this year, he's just like, he fell in love with the three-point. Basically, okay, everybody knows, the finals was so exposed by the Spurs. They exposed
Oh my
the Heat.
God.
They just dude, they destroyed their trap defense. But what I'm trying to get at is like what you're saying is LeBron James basically does not want to have to play 42 minutes a game. He doesn't want to have to be the main determination and the main factor in every game.
He's killing himself.
Yeah, so that's why it makes sense that if somehow the rumors of him being put with Carmelo comes true, is a perfect fit for both because he doesn't want to have to score. Carmelo Anthony loves to score. And Houston, okay, I don't think that LeBron James will go to the Western Conference. I feel like he wants to stay in the East because he knows how easy it is in the East to stay there to basically make it at least to the finals. And the Spurs are still going to be the team to beat. The Thunder are still strong. The Clippers are strong. I feel like if he goes to the West, there's an opportunity he might not even get out of the second or third round.
Yeah.
So stay in the East. Okay. Well, teams that are available in the East that he could possibly go to. Okay. He can stay with the Heat. He could stay with the Heat. The rumor is he opted out on purpose because he wants to force Dwayne Wade and Chris Bosh to also take pay cuts, and he wants to revamp that whole bench and team. And he was pissed they got rid of Mike. Go ahead.
If that's true, I respect him even more. I like the fact. I love it when they actually go and prove that it's still a team sport, that they go and take a pay cut so that the team can get better. I like that.
Yeah. In one comment, like a guy in B.O.B. Squid on Twitter, he's not a big Carmelo fan, and it does seem like Carmelo Anthony does get so much hype for such a I mean, come on, he's selfish player. If we're talking about anybody who's just selfish, it was him. He would just literally take the ball, and I mean, trust me, the dude might be the best overall scorer in the league based on. He could do it inside, can do it outside. I love Durant. I still think Durant's the best scorer in the league. But I feel like Carmelo might be the best overall scorer. I mean, he can do it outside, inside. And I feel like Durant is more outside kind of. But
Carmelo needs more shots.
He needs more shots?
Well, no,
I mean
Durant? Than Durant.
Oh, well, yeah, Durant, yeah. Durant needs to shoot more if we're talking about that. Durant doesn't get to shoot that much because of Westbrook.
Yeah,
but
I've never been Carmelo Anthony. I personally wouldn't want him on one of the teams that I like, but he's a good offensive player. He's terrible at everything else.
But would he not fit well if somehow? Okay, so I don't honestly think that they both all four of them can end up in Miami together. I just don't see how that would work. Unless they all took huge Tim Duncan type, $10 million a year. See, now, obviously, LeBron James can take the most pay cut because the dude's getting paid, I think, $30 million by Dre Beats alone, just for being...
And then Nike, and
let's not even talk about what he's getting paid with Nike, because Michael Jordan's still getting paid over $100 million a year through Nike. And... I think Jordan's getting more money now being out of basketball than he was when he was in basketball.
LeBron could play for the league minimum, and he wouldn't even notice a difference in his amount of pay.
Okay, this morning there was an article that came out by Chris Broussard, and he basically said that there was 5 teams that he could see LeBron James go to. So number 1 was to stay with Miami. That's an option. Number 2 is Cleveland, and I know that his wife, LeBron James' wife, came out and posted a picture on her Instagram and saying, I think it's something is real. It's that saying that they used to have when they had that big LeBron James, that poster in Cleveland or the banner. But they like to vacation in Akron. They're both from Akron, and
they have a house there.
A ridiculous house there.
Yeah.
So a lot of speculation is because their daughter is going to be born, and do they mean the daughter, or do they mean because they can't wait to go back to Akron for their vacation? So a lot of people, of course, rumor, speculation, blah, blah, blah. So there's that. So to go back to Cleveland means that he would have to play with Kyrie Irving, which is a good point guard. Basically, Kyrie Irving can be more of a shooting guard, okay? But does LeBron James want to go back to Cleveland with, let's say, if they kept their roster, would be Kyrie Irving, Waiters. Say, I think they're going to go with Jabari Parker. So Jabari Parker, and it's a nice young team, but is that team going to beat a healthy Derrick Rose and the Bulls? Probably not. Is that team going to beat the Pacers?
No.
Well, the Pacers, I don't know. Who knows? Who knows what kind of Pacers?
Yeah, that's true.
Is that team going to beat the Miami Heat if Miami Heat keeps the 2 and maybe gets a third player like maybe Carmelo Anthony goes to Miami?
I personally think that if Miami loses LeBron, they're not going to be very good.
Very true, because Dwayne Wade's just...
He's done.
He's... I don't know what to think about that guy. I think his legs aged... like he's in his late 30s, almost 40. I mean, he barely played last year, and he could not play a 7-game finals. Or not even 7 games, it ended in 6. Or wait, 5 games, 4-1.
5,
But to go back to the Cleveland thing, there have been rumors that Cleveland has been flirting with trading the number 1, and I guess Waiters has been having problems, a young kid Waiters, their shooting guard that they got last year, 2 years ago. He has been having troubles with Kyrie Irving, so they would package the number 1 Waiters, send it to Minnesota for Love. So you bring Kevin Love over to Cleveland, you put him with Kyrie Irving, and then you bring on LeBron James. That's a little intriguing.
If I were Minnesota, I would do that in a heartbeat.
Oh, you have to. They're going to lose. So basically,
he
you
already
picked up
said
a number
he's not
1
coming
pick.
back.
You picked up a number 1 pick. You picked up Dion Waiters, who's a pretty good up-and-coming shooting guard in the league. And Jabari Parker, I think, is going to be an all-star in this league.
Yep.
So that's an option. The other option that came was, okay, people are starting speculating about Brooklyn, because Brooklyn can try to get rid of Derek Williams and stuff, and then they washed that. That was just because Brooklyn always has money and they're willing to make moves and stuff like that.
I heard earlier something about maybe Clippers, I think.
Okay, well, Clippers now in the West. Okay, let's go to the West. You have the Clippers. They basically said that Blake Griffin is untouchable. You would have to get rid of DeAndre Jordan, and I feel like maybe 1 or 2 more pieces or something like that to even have a chance to bring on LeBron James.
Yeah, the money's going to be ridiculous.
If you were the Clippers ownership, which is basically your Doc Rivers now calling the shots, would you get rid of Blake Griffin for LeBron James?
I don't know.
I would personally say yes.
I would rather have LeBron than Blake, for sure.
Exactly. I mean, let's be real. LeBron James is the best player in the league. But do you see him and Chris Paul gelling well together?
I don't see them gelling well enough to win a championship.
Because LeBron James does not want to score. That's why I feel like the best combo is if LeBron James and Carmelo Anthony formed their little twosome and went to Chicago somehow, because Chicago can amnesty Carlos Boozer, so that saves about $12, $13 million a year. Okay, they would still have to get rid of Taj Gibson, and I believe that might still be enough to take on those guys. So say if that's possible, if it works out with those numbers, and Derrick Rose comes back healthy. If Derrick Rose can be anything close to being what he was before he really faces injuries, you have Derrick Rose, LeBron James, Carmelo Anthony, and Joakim
Noah. Yeah.
That is a ridiculous foursome, dude.
And
that's a scary foursome.
I mean, and there's enough defense there to make up for Carmelo not playing D.
Exactly, because Noah plays defense. He protects the rim well. Okay, now the other possible solution or possible destination is the Houston Rockets. They made a strong move today because they had on roster before today. They had 2 key pieces that went against their salary. They had 2 guys who were just making stupid money, Jeremy Lin and Asik. They made the first move today, and they got rid of Asik and traded him to the Pelicans for, I believe, a first-round pick and cash considerations and stuff like that.
Damn.
Now, it sounds like okay, Pelicans now have a front court or a front line that is pretty freaking scary right now. I mean,
Ooh.
ASIC and they have what's his name? Who they got? Unibrow.
Oh yeah. What
Wow.
the hell's
I'll look it up. I always drop names,
Good
dude.
Lord, that's horrible. I can't remember it.
I know. I'll do it. But basically, now you're rolling with that front line.
They're gonna be. That's pretty good.
Hold on, let me see
Damn.
what it is. So they're Anthony Davis. I can't believe I
Yeah.
forgot that. And Anthony Davis was a freaking stud last year.
Yeah, he was.
He's young, and now he's got both him and Ace. Fudge cakes. My kids are
Yep.
so young, I can't say fuck. I should say fuck. So, anyways,
Attaboy.
but so far it's just been a bunch of rumor mills right now. The Kings have been the 8th pick. It just sounds like they want to get rid of the 8. So there's been 3 teams linked to that. There's been the Suns. There's been I think still Boston, and I can't think of what the 3rd team was. There's 3 teams. I'm not on the right one.
Pick.
Where's my
Wasn't it for
favorite?
like a Flalo or something like that?
No. Hold on. Okay.
Who the hell was it?
Okay, so ESPN. Yeah, so Tyson Chandler, that's another move today. Tyson Chandler went from the Knicks to Dallas.
That's right.
Yeah, so that was that move, and that's just basically the Knicks are just trying to dump money. And the thing with the Knicks and what they're trying to do is Phil Jackson seems to think that he's going to be able to get Durant. So he's making all these moves now to save cap so he can get Durant. That's why he was willing to let Carmelo go.
Yeah.
So
Well, they had Amari opt into his.
well, that was just 1 year. It
I
wasn't
know.
that they had him opt. There's no way he was
No,
turning
he
down.
wanted to. Yeah.
He was making like a stupid amount of money.
Nobody else is going to offer him anywhere near that. Because he fell off completely compared
Yeah.
to what he was doing before.
Yeah. Okay, yeah. So one of the ones is the Kings flirted around was by Andy Katz. He basically said that the Kings talked to the Suns about the 8 pick, but Kings wanted Dragic. No, the Suns said no, so there's that. Let's see, where's the other? Miami's trying to move up because they're trying to get Shabazz Napier because LeBron James loves Shabazz Napier. So
Oh, that's right.
yeah. Okay, Celtics, Sixers, and Suns.
Oh,
So-
yeah, the Sixers.
I don't know exactly what the Sixers.
well-
I don't know what the Sixers. The only person I would want on the Sixers is maybe I love Michael Carter Williams.
Yeah.
I think his shot is broke, but I honestly think that if we're going to trade with the Sixers, I think they have Young. They have Thaddeus Young. I like Thaddeus Young.
Thaddeus Young's good.
I think Thaddeus Young is a pretty good player.
And don't they have Turner?
No, Turner went to the Pacers towards the end.
Oh, that's right. Right.
Mm-hmm. That's what I thought was going to make the difference for the Pacers this year. I thought Evan Turner.
Yeah.
Dustin says that Melo. Oh, I gotta talk like Dustin. Melo is the most overrated star ever. Deuces. Dustin seems like he says deuces too. Like I'm a wannabe gangster and I say deuces. But I'm just excited in the fact that the Kings are actually trying to make moves, dude.
Yeah.
You know? So
It's nice to see them actually involved in everything. Surprising.
But I mean, basically, I don't think there's anything. So are you on board? How do you feel about Rondo? Okay, 28 years old, 58 games in the last 2 years, coming off an ACL injury. How do you feel if the Kings were to get him?
I think they'd be in pretty good shape if they got Rondo.
So you're on board.
Depending on what they had to give up. I mean, if you have to give up a ton,
Say it's a sign and trade with Isaiah and an 8 and the 8th pick.
I'm good with that.
You would?
I like Isaiah, but I think that Rondo would be a better fit for the team all around.
NBA rumors: Bulls to meet with Carmelo.
Oh,
There was another one that was. Well, I mean, Kyrie Lowry is one guy wanted us to talk about the Rockets, or I mean, for the Raptors.
Mm-hmm.
The only thing I can say about the Raptors right now is that if they lose Kyrie Lowry, that's huge.
Kyle Lowry.
Kyle Lowry, I'm sorry.
Okay.
Mr. Lowry, Mike Lowry. I love that movie.
I watched that one yesterday. Bad Boys 2.
Huh?
Is that mine?
No. I just stole the wife's
Not anymore.
alcohol.
Good job.
Underrated movie, Bad Boys.
I don't
know
think
this
it's
is
not
supposed to
even
be- I know
underrated.
this
That
is
movie's
supposed
awesome.
A lot of people don't give it enough love.
That's
They
crazy.
really don't. But to look at the Raptors roster, one guy wanted to talk about the Raptors. Okay, you got Kyle Lowry. He might be gone this year. So
Mm-hmm.
basically, I look at their roster right now. They still have DeMar DeRozan, who
DeRozan's good.
He's good, but he had problems in the playoffs. I remember in the first
Yeah.
round he started fighting with the coach and complaining because he wasn't getting the. But they still have Vasquez. I think is still on there for.
Yeah,
a year or
Vasquez
two.
is still there.
Yeah.
Yep.
So for the guy who wants to talk about the Raptors, I don't know what I can say anymore about it. But if you lose Kyle Lowry, that doesn't look good. I don't know what the pick they have this year. It's obviously they made the playoffs, so I think they have. Obviously, they're not in the lotto,
I didn't
so
see. Yeah.
that hurts them. What else, Tommy?
Let's see. Looking at some of the rumors for all the different teams, but
Uh,
there's not a whole lot of.
Okay. Here's some.
So
rumors right here.
Okay. Well, if
Okay,
the
let's
Kings
go.
keep their draft pick, who do you think they'll draft?
Okay, that's a good. Yeah, we didn't even talk about the draft. Because I just keep honestly thinking that the Kings
That
are
they
losing.
aren't gonna have it.
No, I honestly really deep down feel like they're trading that pick.
Mm-hmm. I agree. I saw something today that they were, if they keep it, they're looking at Joel M. I don't even know how to say his name.
Joel Embiid.
Embiid.
Okay, that's the one
If
thing.
he's available,
okay,
obviously. But
let me ask you about that.
he's
I
coming off a broken foot.
I kind of got beat up on that and on the whole Twitterverse / whatever wherever I talked about it. So basically, this is how I look at it. You have a very, 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 very talented 7 foot, 250-pound guy who's been compared already to Hakeem Olajuwon.
Mm-hmm.
In college, misses the Big 12 tournament because he has a stress fracture in his back that basically keeps him out of the March Madness tournament. So then he comes out of there. He's still a freak of nature. Basically, from what he did in the regular season and stuff, sold the whole NBA GMs and stuff that he should be the number one pick. He's on board to be the number one pick. He now comes away, no pun intended, walks away, with a stress fracture in his foot. Now
that required surgery.
Now this is the same kind of, not the same exact. Okay, I understand his body is not the same as Yao Ming, and I know his back is not the same as Bill Walton. But both of those individuals' career were cut short because of significant injuries, and that was because each one of those guys had one of those injuries.
Mm-hmm.
This dude at 19, 20 years old, he's just turned 20, has both injuries already, and he's a 7 foot, 250-pound guy. It's hard to me.
The comparison that I would have coming into the league, that with those injuries coming in, is Odin.
And everybody and their mom knows what Portland could have had. Portland could have had Durant.
Yep.
As much as people want to give him crap for taking Greg Oden, they did the
Oden
right
was
move.
Dope.
Greg Oden was, even though he was 47 years old in college, he was dope.
Yep.
I remember when he broke his hand
Dominant.
and he was shooting. Yeah. I mean, Dustin went out and got his jersey. He was all on board. And dude never. Everybody knows the story. Never became a factor. Cost Portland. Didn't cost them too much because if you look at their roster now, they made out with Lillard. They made out with Aldridge. They're doing fine. yeah, a healthy Greg Oden with that Portland team,
Oof.
that might have been one of those teams in the West that people would have been dealing with for a couple years.
That's true. But that's the first thing that comes to my mind when I think of this guy, of Embiid coming in with those injuries, is they're just going to keep happening and his career is never going to take off.
But it is
I hope not.
It is
I
one
hope
of those
not,
things, though,
but-
Tommy, that if he does fall to the 8, and
That
he's
you can't
available,
really pass it up.
it's one of those things like, how can you pass up somebody who has been linked to Hakeem Olajuwon, who's the amount of time that he has been on the court in college has shown that the dude can be a factor in the league and be an all-star. But in my opinion, which doesn't mean nothing because I do a show on my kitchen table, I don't think that an organization that has not made the playoffs in 8 straight years, who has a brand new arena about to break open, should take a chance on a guy like that. I'm sorry.
I agree. I agree.
I personally feel like if I'm going to make a choice between taking and be, what I hope happens is I hope that if they do keep the 8, I'm a huge Marcus Smart fan. I know the guy has a broke shot right now. His shot looks broke. But so was Tyreek's shot, and Tyreek got Rookie of the Year. And I know he fell off because he had foot problems. But he still found a way to score. And the thing that is huge to me about Marcus Smart is his defense.
Yep.
So, is that going?
Honestly, I think if the Kings keep their pick, the best thing that can happen is Embiid's already off the board when it gets to them. Somebody else is taking him already, and they don't have to worry about it.
Orlando or a Boston is going to take him before he even gets there. Okay, hold on. I got to charge my thing. I got to get the charger for my computer. So talk about who you think in the draft. Who do you think will be better between Wiggins and Parker?
I don't know a whole lot about. I don't know a whole lot about either one of them, but from just things that I've heard, I would go with Wiggins would be a better player, at least a more talent all around. But I know Parker is damn good too. I don't think you could go wrong with either pick. I think they're both going to be really good in the league. I just think that from things that I've heard, I would guess that Wiggins would be.
I didn't hear what you said, but I disagree.
Better. Yeah, you probably do. No, I said I don't know a whole lot about either one of them because I don't watch a whole lot of college basketball. But just from what I know and what I've heard, I would guess that. Maybe I should have got
Dustin on here. Maybe I should have got Dustin or somebody else.
I know some. No, but I would just say that I would think that Wiggins is going to be better just from what I've heard. I know that Parker is damn good too. Yeah.
Dude can
what I said was I don't think that there's really I don't think you can make a bad choice on either one of those. They're both going to be good. So I don't think that either one is going to be a bust. So whichever one goes first or second, they're both going to be damn good. Which one fits better on Cleveland?
You know what? Did you hear about the funny story about that? How what do NBA teams normally do? NBA teams normally will lose games on purpose or whatever they can do to try to get more ping pong balls. Okay. Be realistic, and it doesn't always work because Cleveland, for some reason, had that nerd kid for 2 straight years win the number 1 pick, and then this year they changed it and went with somebody else and still got the number 1 pick. But this year was the first time that I can remember that a player who felt like he may be drafted by a team, supposedly Parker's been linked to getting fat on purpose and not having a good tryout because he doesn't want to go to Cleveland.
No way.
Yeah, so it's funny to me, and those, of course, are rumors, and rumors are rumors. So
man,
that was funny to me.
That is pretty funny.
But I think that honestly, Wiggins is the most athletic out of the two. But I think Jabari Parker is NBA ready right now, scoring wise.
That makes sense.
So right now, I would pick Jabari Parker over Wiggins right now. But Wiggins, I think, may have the more athleticism and potential.
Gotcha. Makes sense.
But everybody else in the draft, who knows? I mean, this is one of the strongest drafts
Mm-hmm.
in some time. So
Yep. I mean, well, and really, no matter who you draft, you never know until they get on the court. It doesn't matter. I mean, just like we were talking about before, Odin proved that. I mean, whether it's an injury or was it Royce White, who just was a head case,
yeah,
couldn't get out of his head and get everything all cleaned up, and I mean, you never know what you're actually going to get until it's there.
so what have you been watching? Let's change the pace so basically NBA drafts tomorrow. It's kind of died off right now. There's been so many rumors, and I don't know if the Kings are just going to go ahead and make their move before their pick tomorrow or tomorrow morning. But the other huge thing tomorrow morning is the USA versus Germany for basically to get into the knockout round. Tommy, how do you feel about soccer? Like, did you appreciate soccer before the World Cup, or did the World Cup?
I have always appreciated soccer. I don't watch very much of it. I played it forever growing up. But I think that for the most part, watching games, it's hard to watch sometimes because it is very slow. And I think with the World Cup, there's so much anticipation with it, no matter if it's slow or not. And it's only every 4 years. There's a lot more. It's a lot easier to watch right now because it means so much more. But like the MLS games and stuff, unless I was going to go to a game, I'm not going to watch one.
And that's how I felt, dude. I don't see myself once this is over, once the World Cup's over.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I will go out and I'll appreciate and support the Sacramento team.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not gonna follow MLS. I'm not gonna get into the Premier Leagues and stuff like that. I will play the video game because that is one of the funnest.
Video games are fun.
Play, but I think it's exciting that we have a chance tomorrow. Our fate is all determined against Germany, and I know that all we need is at least a tie. But I know that the team is going for a win.
Yep.
It sucks that it's at 9 o'clock in the morning tomorrow because I think everybody and their mom works. So.
But most of the people that are going to be working have computers in front of them. Unfortunately, we are not those people.
Very true. So that's all my soccer talk I have.
Well, okay. Well, since we're on the soccer subject, did you hear about the Cristiano Ronaldo?
What about him?
One of the top players in soccer right now.
What about him?
So did you see his haircut he had at the game the other day?
I didn't really.
He had that zigzag shaved into the side of his head.
I didn't see it too much. I don't remember seeing it, but go ahead.
The reason that he had it, earlier this year or late last year or something like that, he donated a bunch of money to a little kid that was real sick and needed surgery. So he donated the money for the surgery.
Okay.
Well, whatever was shaved into his head is the exact scar that kid is going to have from the surgery that happened.
That's awesome.
So that's why he did it. Like that.
That's awesome.
That's pretty cool. So I heard about that today, and I was like, that's really cool. Because $85,000 to him is.
Oh, dude, he makes like he's like the richest athlete in the world right now, isn't he?
Pretty damn close to it.
It's crazy how much money these guys make.
Yep.
Wait, what is going on here? Wait.
That's it. Do you watch an Asian porn or something?
Do you need tampons?
No, I'm good.
Or hear the roses. They say to stop and smell.
What the hell?
That's a beautiful commercial, dude.
Why is it on?
It's a bunch of women rolling around in flowers and they look free now because of their whole. Okay, this is what I want to show you. What I want to show you real fast is about soccer. Suarez.
Oh, the biter?
Yeah.
That guy. So they interviewed him afterwards, and he says,
"Hold on.
Those things happen in the box."
Here it is. Oh no, he crashed into him.
Jesus.
It's complicated. That's very complicated. Look at him, still celebrating. The problem is that he'll have to go to the dentist now. Wow. Did he bite him? Yes, you can see that he did. The truth is that he went too far, I think. Reporter, do you think they'll sanction him? I don't know. Let's hope not. The most logical thing is that he will be, sadly. But
Here. This is the third time he's done it.
I know. But this is hilarious that people seem to think that he didn't do it.
You see the video of it. It's so obvious.
That is hilarious that, his countrymen are trying to defend him and his coach.
Jesus.
Come on, people.
That's horrible. And, I mean, if you see the video, there is no denying that he bit him.
Can you still see this?
Yeah.
Did he bite you? Yes. The referee started to bite the marker, but of course it took courage to take certain decisions. What the hell?
The bite mark was ridiculous. He bit the hell out of him.
Wait, how come there's no video of him showing that? I clicked on 2 videos that were supposed to show him getting bit, and all it is it's the guy who got bit, and then the fans who try to defend.
Oh, there you go. That's better.
Okay, no, I can't do that.
You don't want to watch Snuggle?
No. Okay. So basically, that's all I have for soccer. I can't talk anymore about soccer.
That's all I got.
So is there anything else
I
you
know
want to talk
nothing
about?
else about it.
You want to talk about how you're not going to do. Are you going to sell your body for money?
I don't know. I haven't made that decision yet. I gotta see how the market is.
How much do you think your body's worth, Tommy?
I don't know.
If you were a prostitute on the streets right now, Sacramento, how much would you? How much?
I'm expensive.
How much?
No, I'm not. That's not true at all.
Tommy, how much
I'm
are
a
you
cheap whore.
Trying to look up stuff right now.
Seeing how much prostitutes go for in Sacramento.
I'm trying to
Brian,
see.
I think you might get in trouble for looking that up. Don't do it.
Oh, you're not supposed to look that up?
I don't think so. I think they.
That sucks. I think I basically covered everything that has to do with the Jazz. Remain interested in Jabari Parker. I don't want to see what the Jazz can offer to move up. Still believe Jabari's over Wiggins. Several league sources that Embiid could fall to the Celtics at the 6, and that the Celtics are expected to grab him if he's there.
Yeah. That's what I saw earlier.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know, dude. I don't know where any of this stuff's going to happen. I don't know where LeBron's going to go.
I think that, I think that's going to kind of depend on where everybody goes in the draft. I think that's going to make his mind up.
Yeah. So we covered Lincecum.
See who he wants to play with.
Lincecum freaking pitched his heart out.
Yep.
The big three are going to meet in the future. I think they're going to meet like next Wednesday or something like that to discuss their future. Melo's going to visit the Rockets, Mavs, and Bulls. I can't see him going to the Mavs, even though Cuban will do whatever it takes. And then, like you said, Vanderbilt won their first College World Series tonight.
3-2.
What's that?
3-2 was the score, I believe.
Nice.
Pretty big game.
And Chris Broussard is saying that the Rockets and the Cavs are in mix for LeBron. So.
Yeah.
Matthew Berry, I'm not ever going to talk about that guy. He's a douche. Bill Simmons all over the place. Tiger Woods is going to be coming back.
Tiger Woods is pretty much done.
What was I going to say? So I went to Tahoe, right? And
yeah.
I want to tell you how crazy it is about people who go to Tahoe.
You went twice.
Yeah, I went twice. I went 2 weeks ago for my anniversary, my 10-year anniversary. And then they gave us a free room because when we got there 2 weeks ago, we get into the room. and the bathtub, the jacuzzi kind of thing, is all dirty. So
Ew.
then I went down and we got a new room. They put us in a cheap room. So then I'm like, this is okay.
What?
So I went back down again. They put us into a room that's basically right there by the elevator, and you can hear everything. So I went back down. I was like, is there
Jesus.
any way you can just give us a room that's just in the back? I don't care what floor. So basically, finally, they gave us our own floor. And when we left, we talked to them. They asked us how our experience was. We were honest with them. We told them that we basically went to 4 different rooms before we got our room. We didn't have an iron. Our phone didn't work. We had to call down the front desk with our phones, our cell phones, if we had a problem.
Jesus.
And so basically, they gave us a free room. So that's why we went this past weekend.
Oh, cool.
And so we took the kids down. We left last Saturday morning, did all that stuff, and did a little hike and all that kind of stuff. So then later on that night, I just in Tahoe, it's just crazy about how many people are just up at 4 o'clock in the morning. And the reason why I was up at 4 o'clock in the morning is about 11:30. Teresa and the kids started going to bed, and she told me to go play cards. So I went and played at Mont Bleu where we were staying, and I just played cards from like 11:30 all the way till about 4 in the morning, and I won like $500
Nice.
playing poker. So then I had it was like 545, something like, just obviously. So I'm like, I'm gonna take the 45, and I'm gonna go play Ghostbusters / Wheel of Fortune. So then I put the money in there, and it's like I kept hitting. I lost my money, my 20 right off the bat with Ghostbusters. So I played Wheel of Fortune, and I won like 100. I went to the machine next to it and won like 60. Cashed out, went back to the other machine next to it, and won another 60. So I kept winning. So I ended up walking away with like $600. I got up to like 640, and I wasted the other $40 to make it even 600. So
nice.
But it's just crazy about how many people are up at 4 o'clock in the morning in that little bar.
Insane.
Just, in the club in Tahoe, Opum or whatever it's called, or there's there's decent people, and then there's just like these people that are just like, what the fuck? Just crazy people and just drunks, and I love Tahoe.
It's fun. Definitely.
You should go up there, Tommy, and just.
I need to.
We should go up there and plan a trip, dude, and just.
I'm in.
Close down Tahoe.
Yeah, I don't know that I can pull that off, but I'll go up there. Yeah, that'd be cool. I'd love to go.
Well, I don't think I have much more. I think unless you have
covered a lot. No. No stories. No. No embarrassing stories yet.
Yeah.
I'll try and have one for next time.
Did you get that stuff situated down there, cleaned up and everything? I'm just kidding, Tommy.
I know.
I'm glad you're back. That was fun to have a show.
Yeah, it was fun. Definitely.
Show sucks, but we had fun.
Nah, it didn't suck. We covered a lot. We talked about a lot of stuff. Yeah. We did good.
All right. So this is Tommy Handy. You can follow him on Twitter at Handyman. I think it's 1124.
Yep.
You can follow me at the real Murph Dog 916.
And I might actually post something. We'll see.
That's shocking.
It would be.
But anyways, NBA draft tomorrow. Let's see what the Kings do. Let's see what all the rumors happen. I mean, they'll probably be all happening tonight when we go to bed and crazy stuff. So.
Yep, and then we'll have a bunch to talk about next time.
Hold on, Sean posted something. Fantasy and yes, Fantasy and is the best place ever, Sean. Love that place. Been there, done that. Tommy went there by himself.
No.
Anyways,
and I'm not going with you.
Thank you for the people who actually watch this terrible fucking show.
Definitely.
I appreciate it. Thank you to everybody. Have a good night, Tommy. I love you.
Hey, see you later, man.
We'll do a show next week.
Sounds good.
Peace out.
Later.